Anybody out there tonight? It's only 9:15. I know it's a school night, but not bad. We are T-minus 90 days from season, guys. That's crazy. Ben, Gary, how we doing? Staying out of trouble? Kansas Outdoorsman, good evening to you too, sir. Gary, we're getting by, buddy. I got a Snapchat from a buddy of mine today that made me realize we're 90 days out. That's just insane. So much work to do. So much work to do. Next gen, shouldn't you be working on some coon there, buddy? I see you got the exact same air conditioner that I do. Boy, I'm going to take out some of these lights again. Maybe just one. Is that a little better? Maybe not. AC, how we doing, man? Yeah, Gary, it's fun work, but man, it's work. It's a lot of work. Especially like we talked about, I think it was the last live. I'm going to be doing either a live or a long video on how I'm dying and prepping everything. Man, there's just that glare on my face. It's driving me crazy. Do this without dropping the phone. Hey, I think that's a little better, right? Ben, I found some of my trails popping. Actually, that's going to be my next video I do. We're going to be doing a video going down the road here. The first two trails are almost like on fire already, and it's just crazy. Hey, Mark, how we doing? Glad you made it, buddy. That, not necessary, man. I appreciate it, but definitely not necessary, buddy. But glad to have you in here, bud. Wyatt, Logan, how we doing? Blakely's in here. You got to work tonight, Blakely's? Next gen, you only did 30 today? What the hell, man? You're slacking. No, but that air conditioner will help you a lot. That's one thing that improvement I still got to make this year is I'm looking to build a small room in my shop just for temperature controlled because it's too big and I don't want to throw a central air unit in it or anything like that. But build a little 10 by 10 area. I can work fur well into the warmth of April, May, June, things like that. So that's going to be my next big project. Might be a little ways down the road, but we're going to get there. Ben, I appreciate you stopping in, buddy. Really, Gary? That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Tell me about your first season. How'd you do? What'd you learn? What'd you learn? Yeah, Mark. I watched that. I seen that comments on there. Glad to know now, man. Glad to know now before you're down there. A and C, send me a message after this on Facebook. I can send you the list of vendors. There wasn't room on the list of on the flyer that got made to show all the vendors, but there's several. I mean, it's nothing like the NTA, but we'll have. Oh, I think Cumberland's was there. I don't know. There'll be 3 or 4 bigger vendors and then a bunch of smaller guys. But it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a real good time. Austin, how we doing, buddy? Arkansas Trapper. Hey, man. Glad to meet you at the NTA, buddy. That was a good time. And there you go, Patrick. Keep going, buddy. Keep going. Yeah, Blakely's, this is a good weekend. Some kind of sickness bug went through our house, and I'm feeling a little rough, but nothing a little bit of Bacardi can't fix. Way too many possums here. Yeah, Gary, if you're in the Midwest, that's kind of possum territory. Hey, Dale's in here. How we doing, Dale? Yeah, A and C. I don't have to get a whole lot. There's a couple things. Like Funkies, I messaged them and told them to bring me a pair of hit boots because they didn't have any hit boots at the NTA. They kind of limited what they took, especially being that far and with a lower market. So, but I messaged Alan and told him to bring me a pair of hit boots to the ITA. Oh, it's fun, Arkansas. Um, I definitely realized between you and Ottercat, I consider myself a fairly large boy, but you guys would wad me up into a pretzel. Why is there so much hate for possums? I love them. They're easy to skin, their fur is easy to tan, and I can make lots of money off of them by doing crafts. There you go, Kansas outdoorsman. My advice to you: don't say any more. I hate to say it, but um, I venture out and I tell people about some of my markets in the broad spectrum of things, but I never tell people exactly what I'm doing, because it is kind of cutthroat. I mean, I hate to say it, but it really is kind of cutthroat. So uh, just keep it to yourself somewhat. But yeah, I believe possum is an underrated fur by far. This year I'm going to capitalize on more on of them. I've got at least three markets of different parts on possum, so I'm hoping it's always scary when you get a new market for something, because it's just like dealing with anything. When you meet someone new and you're dealing with somebody in volume, are they going to come through? You don't know them from Adam, and I hate to say it, but you really can't trust anybody in this world anymore. So it makes you nervous. Luckily, last year, the markets I dealt with are very trustworthy and very true to their word, and everything worked out. But I've had several people commit to things and back out last minute or start ghosting me, things like that. So um, definitely, keep doing what you're doing, Kansas. That's awesome, buddy. Yeah, Gary, I hope I feel better too. Got a big day tomorrow. I got a skunk ADC job to do, two coon animal damage control jobs to do. If you don't know what ADC stands for, and one groundhog. So busy day tomorrow. Plus, I got to go help my buddy build a wall in a shop, which is something I should be doing at my shop, but I don't like working on my own stuff. Yeah, Arkansas Trapper. There are a few of them, believe it or not. There are a few of them, just not a whole lot of them. There you go, Blakely's. Hey, Todd, how we doing, man? Good to see you in here, buddy. You all ready for season over there? Mark's in the house. Jason, how we doing, buddy? Mike, what's up? Actually, yeah, I'm planning on it. He mentioned riding along with me for a weekend sometime this November, so it'd be pretty cool to catch up with Coon Creek again. I met him and Bill uh, at the NTA. I met Bill one time before, but he had no idea who I was at a small gathering. So um, finally, I got to really introduce myself to him and Coon Creek at the NTA. I almost missed him again because I was supposed to meet Coon Creek last year, but just didn't work out on our timing. Yeah, exactly. JH trapping. Opening day. I tell people this a lot. For me and my trap line, anticipation is more exciting than the actual results in a way. I mean, the results are exciting, but for me, the building up and the everything building to opening day, this is it. And then by day two, I'm like, man, I'm too fat for this. I'm too out of shape. I'm miserable, but I love to do it. And no matter how tired I am, by that last day, like I'm ready to be done. I'm exhausted. Pull traps, we're done. 3 days later, I'm just like, man, I want to do that again. I missed out on such opportunities. I should have pushed harder. And that's what I've always strived to kind of do better at is, you know, if you don't push now, you're going to regret it later. And I've kind of learned that lesson the hard way. Oh, cool, Kansas. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Yeah, Todd, that's what you're saying. Going down to Oklahoma. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, cool, Logan. Good. I hope that works, man. Craig, how we doing? All right, Todd. You take care, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. Um, Looking forward to catching up with you later, buddy. Bill's in the house. Hey, absolutely. Um, Good to have you in here, buddy. We're just talking about you. I took the picture that I was able to take with you and Coon Creek. posted on here. So I appreciate you stopping in. It's finally good to actually meet you in person again. So BJ, no, not gonna happen. Hey PA, how we doing? Yeah, Blakely's. It's tough when you go to nights. Um, it's tough converting from nights to days. Todd, how we doing, buddy? Oh yeah, Kansas, and that's the thing. Like you never know what you're gonna have with trapping, and that's one of the things I love about it. My dog proofs kind of limit that a little bit, but it's still amazing when you come up to a set that could be multi-species and you never know what's going to be in there. It's pretty awesome. Oh, cool, Mike. That's awesome, man. I'm glad. I'm glad to have a little bit of an influence to get you trapping. That was the whole reason for my channel, guys, is to show people what the average man can accomplish. I don't make any lures. I don't have any fancy baits. I don't have any of this stuff. I work a full-time job, which I do take some time off for work. But I have a family. I have to be here inside the house from 5 to 9 every night. And I can still go out and catch a pretty good pile of coon. The population is here, but there's still plenty of homework and drive and everything else that goes into it. So uh, I think people really limit themselves more than anything. People don't realize what they're capable of until they've pushed to that point. And I don't think a lot of people get to that point. I think a lot of people hit that fatigue and mental exhaustion. And the mental exhaustion, I think, is even worse than the physical. Oh, cool, PA. You got some JC Connor Springs? Awesome. Some 750s, 320 dozen. Yeah, Ben, they're not cheap, but um, MBs are good traps. I don't own any of them, but I know a lot of guys that swear by them. Mike. Oh, that's funny. Arkansas Trapper. That's awesome. Yeah, I seen you post that. Yeah, I don't catch any raccoons in rice fields up here. Um, if there's a rice field, I mean, I really wandered too far. Oh, cool, Joe. That's awesome. Yeah, looking forward to meeting you too, sir. It's gonna be a good time. The Washington convention is gonna be awesome. It always is. The ITA always puts on a good show. Yeah, Dale, and that's kind of what I look at it as. We always hit that wall. No matter what we're doing in life, how hard you're pushing, you hit a wall. And if you can find a way to push past that, and by pushing past that, I mean at the end of the day, when you're tired, you're exhausted, but you got done running an hour earlier, either set more traps or throughout the day when you're running. And I even mentioned this in my demo. When you look over and you see that trap set off and you're exhausted and you're like, I'll get it tomorrow. No, you get out of that truck, you go down there and you reset that. Those are the two big hurdles, at least on my line, that I've had. It's so easy. Hey, I had an early day. Cool, I can go home early. No, you set more traps. You push and get out there. Cool, Kansas. Yeah, awesome. That um, Between Stu, Jay, and 330, there's a lot of wealth there of information, and there's other channels out there too. They're not as big as them, but there are some really good channels. Several of the guys are right here in the chat too. Um, some really really good knowledgeable people, especially like Dale. Dale's been trapping longer than um, probably all four of us almost combined. Uh, Wealth of knowledge. Yeah, yeah, BJ, you actually got to ride with me for a little bit last year, and that was I wouldn't say it was a slow day, but it was one of my average days. If I go for my season of how busy or slow I am, that was probably right in the middle. Not a crazy busy day, but we caught some stuff. Gary's in the Philippines. What do they got to trap down there? Don't bring one home with you. Oh, PA. You watched my demo, and you better introduce yourself because I don't remember you saying PA trapping. Oh, exactly, Mark, and that's the thing. By the end of the season, I'm so exhausted. I'm burnt out. I'm 30 pounds less, which will be good this year. But within like a week, once I get that energy back, I'm like, man, I should have done better. This is what I need to improve on. This is how I can do better, and I strive on that. Oh, so Dale's the same way. Dale's the exact same way. Hey, Creel, how we doing, buddy? Mike, I will have a Skinner for the first 2 weeks. It sounds like I was nervous. It sounded like he wasn't coming back, not because of me, but just because of his work. Might not allow him off, uh, but it does sound like he's coming back. So, which is awesome because he's definitely worth his weight in gold. Thrill the Gill, what's up? I have not messed with the FB2s. Um, I can't think of which FB it is, but the ones that have the plate on the springs, I don't like just because I think it fill up with mud too much for me. Ah, PA. So you watched Dale's video today? Good deal. Oh, okay, PA. You watched on YouTube. Gotcha. Oh, that sucks, Logan. That sucks, man. Ruger, how we doing, buddy? Welcome to the party. We're gonna kill this little household cold that we got with some Bacardi. Yeah, Blakely's. I've heard that too. Tracy, how we doing, bud? Oh, I gotta step outside real quick. We'll be right back, fellas. Eli, how we doing? Stick around. I'll be back. Can't believe we are 90 days away, guys. Oh yeah, vet, 100%, 100%. Oh, cool, JH. That's actually something that I kind of just created. A lot of guys stick stuff back in the pockets like apples and such, and it works great. Someone showed me I normally use those poles with the hag brackets on them, uh, and I'd put cherry oil on them and stuff like on cotton ball and ponds, and had great success. The crick didn't pay off so much, but on the banks it seemed to do all right. Um, Mostly because I did the banks because I knew there's beaver in the area, and those poles, a beaver yanked that pole right out of the ground. So yeah, Patrick, I get it, buddy. I get it 100%. Arkansas Trapper, yeah, she's doing better. I'm struggling pretty good now, but oh, cool, Gary. Awesome. That's awesome. I hope you enjoy your vacation, bud. Next gen. Oh, next gen. I'll tell you what, this kid's going places. He's going to run circles around me, no joke, here in about 2 years. Uh, his route, his line borders mine pretty much. And I told him, I don't care where I see you on my line, but if you go to the places that I showed you, because I took him on my line, kind of showed him what I'm looking for. I said, if you go to those places, we're going to have problems. But as long as it's something you found on your own, we're in the road ditches, it's fair game. But he was a caribou or a Necker 600 guy, just like I was, until I switched to the caribou. And at the NTA, I convinced him. I said, "You buy a caribou, and if you don't like it, I'll buy it from you." And it's night and day difference, isn't it, buddy? Yeah, mofo, it was. Mike, I appreciate it, buddy. It's 90 days out, and so 91 days from now, you're going to be seeing that truck full probably 2 or 3 times throughout the day, I'm hoping. Chad Sapp, how we doing? You know what, guys? 90 days sounds like a long time. You know, a fourth of a year, a quarter. But wow, it'll be here before we know it. Next thing you know, you're going to blink and it'll be 60 and then 30. And then, holy, I need to have stuff scouted and mapped out and be ready to go. Yep, exactly. Next gen. And that's what I like about the Caribou. It's got that flex in it. And I like that. And the handles aren't round. I hate round handles. This just fits perfectly for me. Ruger can't wait. I hear you there. I hear you there, Ruger. It's miserable here. Tomorrow we're going to get down to 80, which I'm looking forward to. Definitely need it. Because, like I said here earlier, I want to build a room in my shop that I can put an air conditioner in. Um, my shop's just too big to run any type of window stuff, and I don't want to put central air in it. I'm too damn broke for that. But uh, I got a really, really good. Actually, I seen Next Gen went out and bought one here recently. A portable window air conditioner works awesome. I use it up in my bedroom now. It's perfect. 90 days is not near enough. Yeah, I got way too much to do. JR, what's up, buddy? Hey, Mahler's in here. How are you doing, man? Uh, you probably got to work tonight. You're probably somewhere on the road. Yeah, Mark. Yeah. Today was 95 on my way home from work. It was pretty miserable. Kevin, fur prices are going to be rough. Beaver is stable. Um, skunks are okay. Rats might balance out. Don't quote me on this, but you know, you might get a $3 average on them. Coon are going to be tough. Coyotes are out pretty much completely. Cats are going to be pretty rough. Fox are doing okay. Not great, but they're somewhat stable. Mink are pretty poor. Um, I don't know much about the northern stuff with fishers and marten and stuff. But that's what I can tell you. That's actually, I just got done talking to my fur buyer here a little bit ago. About, I don't know, 10 minutes before I started this live. So he's going to call me tomorrow and we're going to talk some more prices. So, yeah, Eli, I'm not far behind you, bud. I just started sorting through it a little bit. So, oh, cool, Krill. That's awesome. The mullet run. Sounds like a bunch of guys with mullets running. But that'd be fun. Do they run pretty hard? What? Explain to me a little bit what that is, Krill. People like me don't quite know. PA, the 22nd. There you go. There you go, Chad. Catch yourself the male bobcat. All right, Blake. At least you take care, bud. Catch you later. Yeah, Mark. It's getting winters are getting less and less. It seems like. Oh, that ain't bad at all, Jr. That ain't bad at all. Ruger, we do not have any. I shouldn't say we don't have any. There are a few small pockets of gray fox, but I have yet to catch one. Oh, JR, you met 330? Oh, cool, man. I swear Minnesota only has fish like bluegill 3 pounds and bigger and walleye 5 pounds and up. Has to be. They're not born any smaller. Okay, Creel. Okay, so in the mullet run, you're chasing the fish that are targeting them. Okay, okay. Is there what kind of fish do you keep out there? That is there limits on them? What's your target fish? I'm kind of curious. Oh, nice, Tracy. You're way ahead of me. I still got to clean up the shop. I was supposed to do that last weekend, but let's just say I kind of got called into work on Friday and Saturday. Yeah, PA, they'd have to be. They'd have to be. We just, I mean, it's just crazy. Around here, we'll get bluegill that, I mean, a big one's the width of my wallet, but I mean, shoot, he's catching seems like 13-inch freaking bluegill. Rocky Bluffs, River Gray seemed like that terrain. Huh. Interesting, Ruger. I know the grays like the thick stuff, the really thick stuff. So okay, Krill. What kind of sharks can you keep? I didn't know that. I figured all sharks you had to release right away. That's interesting. I've never seen a saltwater drum, but we've got some freshwater drums that'll reach. Oh, help me out here, guys. I know in my area you can get a freshwater drum might hit 5-6 pounds. Mark, you take care, buddy. I understand at your age you better get some sleep. Just kidding, buddy. You take care. JR, we open November 5th this year. So the first check is November 6th, I believe. Unless it's the 6th of this, and then the 7th. I'd have to look at my calendar, which shuts down the live. So, but I counted it out earlier. It was 90 days till season. So after I got a Snapchat from a buddy of mine that he's like, "Hey, 90 days till season." I'm like, "Oh, I got a lot to do." Yeah, Patrick and Dale. Um, I know that. I've seen one spot on a roadkill gray back in 2007. Other than that, not much around here. Hey Dan, how we doing, buddy? Black tip krill. Okay. Next gen. I know you talked about that full moon a couple times. Don't sweat it yet. We may have a full moon, but if we can get a cloudy night, that moon wouldn't even exist. At least in my experience. If you get a cloudy night or even a misty night, doesn't matter if that moon's full or not. They seem to hammer it. But if that full moon's exposed, then yeah, it's gonna be tough. There was a time when I started trapping, not started, but was kind of in the middle of my trapping experience I got now. I thought, oh, full moon, it's gonna be bright. They're gonna run hard. Terrible, absolutely terrible. Oh, cool, JR. That's cool. 15 days earlier, October 1. How will the fur look, though? I know you guys are up north, so it should be better, but Kentucky and Indiana have some. Nice. How we doing, Matt? Austin, what's up? Oh, PA, there's a lot of stuff, especially the light rain. They'll move hard. They'll move hard. Dan's getting ready, working on gear and scouting. I noticed people are starting to liven up a little bit. People are starting to think fall trapping. I noticed my cottonwood tree in our front yard starting to lose leaves. Uh, it's kind of early, but I wonder if that's because we're so dry and things are turning earlier. I'm not sure, but uh, it's just when you start seeing leaves hit the ground, it just like, yep, let's do this. Pretty cool. Exactly, Ruger. My best night with a slight drizzle, caught 134 coon, and I was expecting like 75 or 80. So definitely a huge, huge day. Exactly, Chad. That's what you got to do, buddy. Keep it alive. Now, this is something I want to ask Dale too. Um, I hear a lot of fur buyers that tell me you have to wait until Thanksgiving for good coon. My 3X and up elk coon, and I swear on anything, 3X and up on opening day, November, the first Saturday in November, are a solid 7 or an 8 out of 10 on the best they can be. They are really good coon. They might even be a 9. I've had top lot coon at the auction houses come from the first week before. Your 2X and L, 2X and down, they do struggle. They're pretty blue yet. But for opening day, even here in central Iowa, a 3XL coon isn't perfect, but it's really good. And I'd love to hear what Dale weighs in on this, because it's drove me crazy when everybody says you have to wait until Thanksgiving. Absolutely nothing is good until Thanksgiving. And I personally think it's kind of a load of bull. Sorry, kind of went on a rant. Sorry, Patrick. Kind of went off there. No, we're just trying to use some Bacardi to kill off a cold I got. Yeah, Dan. Foggy's the same way. I agree. Yeah, Matt, we're gonna get some rain here in a little bit, but it ain't gonna amount to anything. Creel, I've had it 3 times. One was phenomenal. One was terrible, and one I wanted to throw up. It was that bad. So it's all about how you cook it. Ruger, that's what I'm saying. 100%. Your big coon will prime up quicker every time. Um, and people say you have to wait. Well, for here where I'm at, I'm running, even in central Iowa, I'm running 70% 3X and up. So that means 70% of my fur is better or is prime on opening day or really close to prime, looking good. Why would I wait? I know that's a big GFW thing. Or, yeah, I don't know. Just frustrating. Yeah, that boy Arkansas. Yeah, that's the same thing with me, Arkansas. Like, I'll watch one of my new DVDs that I got, and I'm like, oh, yeah, let's go work on some stuff. And I step outside, and I'm like, yeah, screw this. It's way too hot. Yeah, next gen. The uh, the sows, if they had a late litter, they can be really touch and go for sure. Kyle, who's daddy? That's I'm concerned here. Fish hunt, trap, repeat. How we doing, buddy? Exactly, Matt, and that's what I'm talking about. So for me, and like I know next gen can verify this, is including Dale. For my line, the way I'm running it, mostly on dry ground, half of my fur, probably more than half of my fur, comes in the first 2 weeks of season because everything's running, everything's moving yet. We don't have snow. If I wait till Thanksgiving, if we get snow and ice, I might cut my catch into a third of what it could have been, and I just don't see it. It pretty much exactly what I was talking about, Dale. Like they're a solid 7 or an 8 out of 10. Some nines in there. They're not perfect, but they are good coon. Your 2XL and below, they are pretty blue yet or slate. By Thanksgiving, yeah, those coon are great. But where we're at, and I think Dale's kind of in the same latitude as me. What was your catch rate, Dale? Um, on average for like 3X and up, because people don't believe me when I tell them that, I'm strictly dry land, so I might have a slightly bigger than Dale, but I'm between 60 and 70% 3XL coon. You know, the water will bring in some smaller ones. Not all the time. You'll catch big ones there too, but uh, you know, even if you're at 50-50, you got to capitalize on the fur when it's moving, if that makes sense. Yeah, PA, that's late January for us. They get pretty tore up. Really, Ruger? Oh man, we're almost. Well, then again, I'm dry ground, so I have a little bigger size average than some people. But those dry coon are generally bigger coon. They just are. Mofo, I mowed right before the convention, the 25th, and I don't even have to touch it. It hasn't done a single thing yet since. Next gen, one thing I'll point out there, if your catch rate drops off on dry ground, it's because you got to move more. You got to move fast on dry ground because they burn up. That's one of the flaws about dry land trapping. Yeah, you're going to catch some big, nice, dry, fluffy coon, but it's going to dry up quick. You catch 2, 3, maybe 5 at a location, and it's time to move. Especially if you're setting on crops, it's time to move. Exactly, JR. Exactly. Krill's still mowing once a week. Yeah, yeah, Dan. We'll get it for about a month and a half, I'd say. Yeah, Dale, you are a little south of me, I guess. Craig, someone actually messaged me earlier, and I kind of have a breakdown of road trapping on dry ground. This is what I look for. My number one is timber to timber locations. They're going to produce year round, generally produce some bigger coon. My second go to is standing corn. If you got timber to standing corn, my second best. My third, timber to cut corn. I do really well on that because that's probably 80% of my trails is timber to cut corn. My next one would be timber to standing beans. I don't have a lot of this, but I do produce some pretty good coon and a fair amount of them. The next one would be uh, to going to cut beans, from timber to cut beans. And right before this is where I draw the line of where I quit setting. If it's timber, cut beans, I don't set anymore. Or timber, the next step down below is to anything disked. If they've disked up the cornfield, to me, I'm driving right past because it's no longer appealing to those raccoons. So, timber to timber, timber to standing corn, timber to cut corn, timber to standing beans. Now it's time below this. We don't set on timber to cut beans, timber to anything disked up, and pretty much it. Talented Outdoors, how we doing? Really, Dale? I wrote mine down. I'd have to go look. Um, the oh shoot, I was I think 20% give or take was 4x and bigger. Um, I had 36 5XL coon, which I don't have a whole lot of fives, but I do have some. Uh, yeah, that's crazy. That's just crazy. I mean, me and Dale have different trapping techniques, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. There's no wrong or right reason to trap, just two different strategies. Hope that answered your question, Craig. Sorry, I kind of went off on a rant on that, guys. Yeah, Matt, it's gonna hurt our muskrats for sure. Talented Outdoors. Next gen, you're 72% 3x and up. That's pretty awesome. That's really good odds. That's probably slightly better than mine, but that's really good odds. But you're also farther north too, so your coon are going to be bigger. Just that little. I mean, as the crow flies, if you went straight north, what, you're an hour north of me, something like that. That's all right, talented. I'm normally 30 minutes late to my own live, so Yeah, Dale, and I'm a little ways higher than that, I guess. Yeah, Ruger, that's tough, buddy. And like Billingsley said here, so he's a little bit farther south of me. It's weird how some people take offense to this. Like, I was on a Facebook group here a little while ago, and the guy was complaining he got, what the heck was it? Like $1.75 a finished coon, and I think he was in southern Missouri or something like that. And I told him, yeah, I mean that's tough. The market's rough. And then he asked what I got, and I said, my fur itself was 585, and I made the mistake, I guess, of saying, but I have a little better coon than you. This guy just lost it. Oh, so your coon's better than me? Well, no, it's a geographical thing. It's the farther north you go, generally the better the fur is. And this guy took it as like a personal attack, and it's like I don't get it. It baffles me. It's math. You look at those Minnesota coons, the ones that are the right color, they're a lot heavier than me. Northern Iowa, phenomenal raccoons compared to me. It's not a personal attack. It is what it is. AB Outdoors, how we doing, bud? Really, Billingsley? Okay, okay. I'm gonna text you about this. I'm curious now. Um, Dale's gonna learn me something. I'm excited about it. I'm always willing to learn. Other than that part, Dale, what do you think of my breakdown? What do you think of it so far? Oh yeah, Ruger for sure. Oh, that makes sense, Dale. Okay, eating worms and such. That makes sense. Talented Outdoors, she's doing a lot better. It hit me pretty hard here the last couple days. But we're trying to have the Bacardi knock that out tonight. Creel. Sounds like good eating. That's awesome, buddy. You have to let me know how you cook them. If you don't mind, share on here how you're cooking those raccoon. I'm curious. Really talented. It's the truth. Exactly, Dale. And if you got the color, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. I mean, very rarely you have the best coon of quality and size and color. But I mean, it's funny how people get so bent out of shape over it. Ooh, Craig, that'd be tough. I think that would be tough, in my opinion. But get them on the if you can trap the road ditches legally, get them to go into corn to the neighbor's ground. Really, next gen. That's interesting, buddy. I never see, and that's primarily what I do is dog proofs because I'm so close to people's houses. But I may have to push that issue a little bit this year. Jr. I want 1,083 coon. That's my goal. Oh yeah, Ruger for sure. It's just the underwool's a lot better. Yep, exactly, Dale. And for kind of where I'm at, it's 80. 80 is kind of the borderline. Talented Outdoors, I thought the same thing, but I've had it cooked really phenomenal once. So really, Ruger, I had of the first 30 some I had tanned. I think I had two or three that kind of had a yellow stain to them. The rest were pretty white. Yep, that's exactly what I said, Dale. That's exactly what I said. 80. I was behind on the chat a little bit here. Oh, Logan, muskrat's good eating. You need to eat them things. JR shooting for 100 beaver. Awesome, buddy. Mark, you had a little yellow tint to it. Yeah, it seems like there's just a lot of lines there that things get better and better. Count orders you tried never turns out good. That's awesome, Craig. That's awesome. Have you come close to 200 before? I hope you hit it, buddy. Arkansas, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Talented Outdoors, what store did you go to? I'm curious. And what is the price on DPs? Yeah, Dan. Yeah, definitely get all the glands out. Yeah, Ruger. It's like I said, I've had it once at a wild game feed, and it was amazing. Like it was almost like roast beef, or kind of like a cross between roast beef and pulled pork. Really good. Then a couple other times was terrible. Oh, that's cool, Dale. Dale's covered some territory, guys. If you're not subscribed to his channel, you need to be. The guy's putting out better footage in the off season than I can put out during the actual trapping season. So you guys need to check it out. I'll tell you what, Mark. You know, I'm not going to go into politics here, but I wouldn't be surprised if there comes a time here pretty soon where we're forced to eat raccoon. Greg, 162. That's awesome, buddy. You're not far from it then. A little more push, a little more drive, a little more homework, and you'll hit that 200, buddy. Oh, wow, PA. Dale, I was hoping to on my beaver line, but I never did. Oh, I'm sure, Krill. I'm 100% sure. Arkansas, I know exactly how that goes. Filming and editing. I would say of my trapping the last 2 years, filming and editing was the hardest two parts. The first year, learning to stop, back up, film, and talk about what we're doing and how we're doing it. And then the second year, when I actually hit my goal and got bigger, just less time to work on that stuff. It was pretty rough. Dan, I don't know if I'd go that far, but I've got some hindquarters that taste phenomenal in the crock pot, and then those back straps are pretty good too. So I won't say you're wrong, but I'd probably still prefer my ribeye. Ruger, I've heard groundhogs are awesome too. Yeah, well, that's tough. If you're trapping, it's generally right during the peak of the rut, so it's not a good time. It's not a good time. I used to be, I won't say big into bow hunting, but I was, I would take a week off to bow hunt and then do it on my weekends. And then when I got hard into trapping, I realized I can't do both as hard as I want to, so I had to pick one. And I picked trapping. Oh, cool, Dale. That'd be awesome. JR, it's all about the mental aspect of it. I'm sure Dale can relate to this. Once you've like you know, kind of like me, Dale's got the equipment, he's got the setup, he knows the trails, he knows the area. The mental aspect of trapping, of pushing yourself, is the hardest part, in my opinion. Definitely the hardest part. Yep, exactly, Arkansas. Exactly. No, we don't have that talented. Ottercat's in here. Good time for me to disappear for a second. $12 a piece for DPs and 13 for two dogless. That's not terrible, talented. It's really not. Really a PA. I don't know the Freedom brands real well, but I know F&T always has monthly specials, so. Arkansas Trapper, it takes a lot of work, man. That's, like I said, people don't understand the amount of work that goes into filming and even doing small, brief editing at the end of the day. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Then that's like, so my first year when I said I titled everything Thousand Coon Season, which is now embarrassing because I didn't catch that. Uh, Caught 897. I would say 50% of my failure was because I underestimated how long it'd take to film and edit and put everything online. The other 50% of it was split up between doing my homework and drive. I didn't scout out enough and I didn't push hard enough. But luckily last year I learned a lot. I learned what filming would take. So I pushed, I did more homework. I pushed myself harder and we're lucky enough to hit it. Uh, and I'm damn glad I did, because if I didn't hit it this year, the Iowa Trapper channel probably wouldn't exist anymore. I'd be too embarrassed about myself. Oh, cool, Arkansas. Yeah, Dan, 5-day beaver a day. I mean, that's gonna kill. That's gonna kill for me. Shoot, probably at least 2 hours, at least. And it's work. It's physical work. Talented. I get it, buddy. I get it. JR, I've gone places where I've pulled after 3 days. I've gone places where I've sat there for 2 weeks. It just varies so much, and it's tough, like, to pull those timber to corn locations that are pretty much dead after 3 or 4 days. But I've got 5 or 6 timber to timber locations that are going to keep producing. I kind of want to leave that timber to corn out there just in case, but at the same time, when does it balance out worth stopping at it versus going right past it, or pulling the whole line. Um, it's a tough balance. It's a really tough balance. PA, it'll come with experience. I mean, to board them and everything, I'd probably be pushing at least 3 hours, to be honest with you. Flushing them, I can flush a beaver in, I don't know, probably 10 or 12 minutes. Uh, but boarding them takes probably another 10 or 12 minutes. So it takes a little while. Talented Outdoors, I'd say we have a fair amount in my area. Um, there's people on this chat that can tell me that there's a lot more than I'm seeing, which I don't doubt it. Just haven't found the right areas yet. Oh yeah, PA, I've heard that. Ruger, I'm glad you brought that up. And this is a funny thing to me, and I still don't know why this is, but I've literally set trails that I look at, and I can set 3 dog proofs on it, and I go, we're gonna have 3 coon tomorrow. It's gonna be great, and I'll catch 2 in 5 days. Then other spots, I'm like, man, this is iffy, but we're driving right past it. It's right off the road. I'll set a dog proof here, and it'll catch 4 coon in 5 days. Like, what? In my opinion, and this might be wrong, but it's the transition of food types. Those trails might have been made earlier in the summer. Maybe they're going more towards berries or something like that. And now those berries are gone and they're transitioning to maybe corn, but those trails are still there. I could be wrong, but that's my thoughts. Wow. Dale, I've heard of your skinning method on them. I'd like to see that. I'd definitely like to see that. Oh, wow, JR. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I mean, Next Gen broke his goal of, what'd you end up with? 104, 106 or something like that? Next Gen? Next Gen, why are you texting? You got coon to finish, buddy. Get on it. And Mark, that's a great goal. Uh, I've set goals like that too. Not just in numbers, but become more efficient in fur handling. Become more efficient in just the fur shed in general. Um, it's hard to put a number on that. Like you hear numbers of 50 coyotes or 100 coon, whatever it is. But you can tell when you're getting better at it. God's country, how we doing? Little Bacardi rum with some Pepsi. Kind of my go-to. Pretty much every live. Yeah, Dale, for sure. You got to let that fat kind of set up in pretty much anything you flush anymore. 108 next gen. That's awesome. Yeah, Ruger, and I'm the same way. I still get that way. I'll set a location. I'm thinking, man, this is just awesome. We're gonna hammer raccoons here, and then come in. It's like 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4, and I'm like, that's it. But I think a lot of it, like I said, is just the food has transitioned from those trails. Now they're over here to these trails, but you don't catch it. Michael Grant, how we doing, buddy? Talented Outdoors, I can honestly say I've never dove hunted. Um, I'd like to. Our season starts September 1st, but right now it's kind of crunch time at work, trying to get as many hours as I can, prepare to take a couple weeks off of work. that hurt. That hurt a lot. Uh, anyway. Whew. Hey Tina, how we doing? As I'm trying not to die over here. Ooh. I know next gen, him and his family do some dove hunting. I hope you film that this year, buddy. Uh, I'm not sure how many of them were hunting. It looked like a group of them, but the picture he had last year, there's, I don't know, 8 or 10 guys with probably well over 100 doves. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Jr. You'll like it. Dale's put out some awesome, very educational videos. Uh, Pretty amazing the stuff he's got, and we haven't even started trapping yet, so that'll be pretty good. PA, no, I'm trying to die over here, just little by little. The only thing I can hope is that it actually happens on the line and not not at work. Logan, I love to duck hunt. I just don't get enough time to do it, just because everything happens at once. I used to love bow hunting. I love duck hunting, but duck hunting is getting into trapping season, and trapping. I don't even know how to say it, but like trapping took over my soul, if that makes sense. I can also say there's probably not a day that goes by in the 365-day year that trapping doesn't cross my mind in some way. Either I see a spot for a trail, or I'm thinking about what I could do for next year to change it. Uh, it's just who I am. Um, and I'm very fortunate because how many people in life go through life not knowing what they're passionate about? They can never find what makes them happy. And I feel bad for people like that because I'm very fortunate. I learned basically at age 12 that I am a trapper, and that's what I love to do. And I'm very fortunate. 9 guys, 135 doves on the opening weekend. That's amazing. That's amazing next year. And I hope you film it. And, I hope you're opening that door for a +1. That'd be great. Really, Dan? That's interesting. But you had fun, Arkansas. That's all that matters. Yeah, exactly, Dale. It's tough. Next gen, don't offer that if you're not serious, buddy, because I might take you up on that. I'll tell you what, Don. My buddy Justin Mertens, uh, he makes Dove jalapeno poppers. And these are the most amazing things I've ever ate in my entire life. They're amazing. Wyatt, thanks for stopping in, buddy. You have a good night. Get some sleep, bud. Oh, God, Ruger, don't say that. Michael, my wife does it too. That's why I quit talking to her about it. And as I get more excited, I just do more lives. So it works out well. Exactly, Craig. There's just something about it. JR, you take care, buddy. Have a good night, and we'll catch you later. Exactly, Dale. I wish these things could be spread out more because I could enjoy more outdoor activities like year round. But yeah, when the rut hits, I'm trapping. When the ducks are migrating, I'm trapping. Especially that early December, late November, I'm still trapping. Um, it's crazy. Oh boy, Arkansas. That coming from the word Arkansas trapper, I don't doubt it. It's okay. First Saturday morning in September, which would be the 2nd, September 2nd, I believe. I mean, before you offer that, you talk to your old man, make sure he's good with it, because I don't like inviting myself to stuff. But I've never shot a dove. I'm a pretty good wing shooter. Uh, Grew up with pheasant and quail, so especially the quail, those are tough suckers. But That would be amazing. We got some spots around here to dove hunt, but like around me, the public ground that's set up with sunflowers and sorghum, you're gonna have 10 groups of people in 15 acres. Pretty sketchy. I'm not a huge fan of it. No, Talented Outdoors. We're probably half hour before sunlight, I'm guessing. Something similar to that. Yeah, Dale, and I hate to prioritize, especially when I just love it all. So, something that I do want to talk to you guys about, uh, and when I do this and I announce it, that I've actually done it, I hope I can get y'all support. Have you all watched the show Alone? Um, where they sit out in the middle of nowhere and they survive off the land. I will be applying to be on that show. I think with a trapping background and stuff, I might actually have a fair shot of being on that. So, uh, just something kind of cool. And if I get the chance to, man, it'd be awesome. My wife would kill me when I get back unless I won $500,000. Exactly, Dan. 100%. Yeah, Arkansas. It's tough to kill something with a bow after that. Oh, cool, Michael. Yeah, there's plenty of opportunities hunting too. And that's fine next gen. I don't care. It'd just be awesome to have the opportunity to shoot at one. If I shoot one out of 30, I don't care. It'd just be fun to have that opportunity. Yeah, talented. That's tough, buddy. It'd just be kind of cool. I actually had like 7 or 8 guys at work tell me like you need to try for that. Uh, the biggest hurdle would be the eating. Um, as far as like I love my fast food, that'd be tough, but in a pinch, I think I could do it. Exactly, Ruger, 100%. All right, Dale, you take care of yourself. We'll catch you later, buddy. Really, Flintlock? Oh, that's too bad, buddy. Arkansas, just be awesome. Ottercat, I dream of that day. I dream of that day. Oh, just kidding, buddy. 100% Ruger. Um, Speaking of youngsters, so I've got my the August 27th. I'm headed back to my hometown, about an hour and a half away, to do a trapper's education class. Uh, Me, as well as the DNR, are hosting that one. The Iowa Trapper Association and the DNR are hosting like 6 others across the state. This one, I'm I'm in charge of finding people to do demos, finding sponsors. I'm providing the food out of my own pocket, drinks, etc. I found some winter fur in the carcass yet to skin myself. Uh, Boy, I'm losing my voice here. But August 27th, doing a beginner's trappers course down in Knoxville. Looking forward to it. It's limited to 30 people. We've got, I think, 10 so far. So not great, but I just put an advertisement out on Facebook here 2 days ago. No, yes, last night. It's actually last night. So got that going on. September 10th at 9 o'clock, I'm doing my Iowa Trapper Association convention demo on dryland coon. As soon as that's over at 10, I'm heading over to the kids event to talk trapping with a bunch of kids that are gonna, hopefully learn about trapping, as well as basically it sounds like a bunch of kids are gonna show up. They're gonna talk a little bit about trapping, and then they're gonna break off with experienced trappers based on their experience, and they'll be talking 5 to 1 with them of things. So gonna be a busy couple weeks there for sure. Mark, you take care, buddy. We'll catch you later. Oh, nice, Michael. Yeah, Dan, that's kind of what I was thinking. Talent outdoors. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. PA. Boy, I'm really struggling here. The NWFT as another group, or NWTF, I should say. Sorry, we're dying here. Need a drink. Anyway, Delta Waterfowl in Iowa has gotten on board supporting trappers, supporting the ITA, because Delta, as a waterfowl group, understands the importance of harvesting nest raider animals. And I really hope that NWTF does, Pheasants Forever, Quails Unlimited, the Wild Turkey Federation, which, never mind, that's already on here, but there's so many waterfowl and upland game places. Man, I'm just dying. That need to understand the importance of trappers taking care of those nest raiders. It seems like most of them don't get it, or they don't understand the importance yet. And if we can show them the importance, we can all be together in one big group. Oh man, we'd be unstoppable. We'd just be unstoppable. Michael Grant, if you get on Facebook, look up the page I shared, what is it, QR code, whatever it is you use your camera to scan. Click on that on the page that I shared. It'll take you to the DNR website, and it shows all 7 classes across the state. Hey, Geeks Outdoors, there you go. Yeah, you're probably right. Really, Dan? I never would have thought of that. Michael, you shut your mouth. Talent Outdoors, I like the Formula One. The reason I like Formula One, so it coats the whole trap. Coons will shine up that dog-proof tube, no problem. The wires and levers, but it sticks to those springs. And it dies and kind of preserves, keeps moisture out of the springs. And that's what I'm worried about rusting. I could care less if that tube rusts, if the stake rusts. That doesn't bother me. But I want those springs to stay strong. And that Formula One does pretty good. Matter of fact, I bought 2 gallons of it at the NTA, which, by the way, that's gone up. A gallon of it, I remember seeing it $45 at convention, and now it's like $65 at convention. Ottercat, I'm going to give you one sign language. You know what? You're not worth my time. I'll just text it to you. Oh, Rooker, your flip phone don't scan? You'd have to get on Facebook and look it up, or find it on the Iowa DNR website. That's the best I can tell you. I don't know how to get to it other than that scan code, which I just learned how to do myself. What do you think of it, Chad? Was it good? And Talent Outdoors logwood works too for dye. If I was canine trapping, especially, that'd work better, I think. But if you're doing that, you want to do some kind of a wax to keep the moisture off those springs. Because there's kind of two things here. You can color it, and you can prevent moisture from getting to it. The Formula One kind of does both, mediocre, but it works for me with what I'm doing. Oh, cool, Egix. Um, I've caught, was it 3 days now? I've caught 13 coon. I've been getting up early in the morning for an animal damage control job. I've caught 13 coon. No, 15 coon? 13 coon and 2 possum at an animal damage control job, which I'll take that. It's right on my way to work. Just got to get up early in the morning, but that's where the money's at, really. Oh, cool, Chad. Awesome. Really, Dan? I've never seen that before. Yep, exactly, talented. A lot of the foothold guys, they'll dye them in like walnut holes or logwood, and then they actually wax them, and that's great. That's probably still the best way to do it, especially for canines or predators. But for like my dog proofs and my 220s, Formula One works well. If I was a big private land foothold trapper for coyotes, I probably would switch more towards the logwood and wax, but I just don't need it for what I'm doing. I feel that cold going away. I feel better. Until tomorrow when I got to get up early. Next gen. I'm assuming you're going to the Washington September 9th, 10th, to the Iowa Association convention. Ooh, boy. Cumberland should be there. I'm not sure on that. But if they do, they're the only place to get it in a gallon. Funkies have it in quarts, and it's reasonable. But I do it in such bulk, I need a gallon. So cool, talented. I hope it works for everybody. Yeah, and there you go. And that'll dye your traps, Logan. For me, I just don't care what color they are, except 220s. I want them pretty brown, um, kind of a brown gray to match the grass here. Uh, but what I do want is little springs preserved, especially on my dog proofs, and that's where the Formula One I think benefits. You catch your first coon, I mean that tube's gonna be as clear as that white Bacardi bottle. I mean, it's gonna look like this. It's gonna clean it right off. It's gonna be clear steel, shiny, bright, but it sticks to little springs, and I think that's what matters. Ruger, you need to show up, buddy. Show up Saturday at 9 o'clock to my coon demo. It's my first one at the Iowa convention, so. Oh my God, next gen. You need a mental health. Bring your dad. Bring your dad. I love your dad. He's a good guy. I like him. He can't drive for the Yeah, but I like him. They? PA, what's they? Man, it's only 10:30. 90 days till season, guys. So much to do. I've got at least the traps that I have before I bought the new ones is going to be about 500 dog proofs to power wash and dye. It's going to take some time. Yeah, Ruger. I mean, I'm not going to say it's nowhere near national by any means, but we've got, I don't know. I'd have to look it up, Ruger. I can email your wife who's emailed me about the skunks, how many vendors are there, but I want to say it's around 40, give or take. Uh, Good sized convention. Always have a fun potluck type dinner. It's just a good time. Yeah, next gen. I sure the hell ain't riding in the back of that truck again. Oh, the people that got that Snapchat, half of them asked if I was being kidnapped. Well, kind of. Yeah, Talent Outdoors. The Dukes now with the powder coating are pretty amazing. But I still got a bunch of them before that powder coating hit them. Speaking of that, Bill Duke popped in here for one comment and then he's gone. Where'd he go? Yeah, PAC. Next Gen's been drinking, so he he confuses his words and he can't type right. Yeah, Dan, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Michael Grant, the one thing about speed dip that I don't like, it peels, and I don't know how to explain it the best. For like coyote trapping, I don't like it because it's gas based, so it smells gassy up until a certain point. You let it air out for a while and it's all right, but you can still like picture if I took this bottle and I just spray painted the crap out of it. You're gonna have runs on it, and you're gonna be able to take those drips and pull them off. That speed dip doesn't work really well. It works, and it will. If you dilute it enough, it'll hold all right. But by the way they want you to do it, it really, I'm not a fan personally. If you guys use it, go for it and it works for you. That's awesome. But I do not like it. Ottercat doesn't like it either. Yeah, Ruger, it's not huge. It's not. Um, we'll maybe have probably 1,000 people through the gate in 2 days. It's not huge. Next gen. There you go, PA. Try it. Same here, talented. Same here. Oh, good. Good, next gen. They better be covered in coon grease. You just keep working, buddy. You got work to do. Ruger, I own some Duke 550s, but I've never set one. So hopefully this year's going to change that. Arkansas Trapper, I understand. You know, you're not a young buck. You got to get some sleep. Probably at least 10 hours of sleep. So just messing with you, buddy. You take care, man. Thanks for stopping in. Glad I got to meet you, buddy. It's definitely a pleasure. Dan, that's exactly what speed dip is. There you go, Ruger. It wouldn't surprise me, Flintlock. That Kyle Katz is really what inspired me to roadline here in Iowa with his roadline antidotes, his trapping antidotes, roadlining, something like that. DVD. Uh, pretty pretty inspiring. No, Ruger, I'm picking up our new pet tomorrow. We've had it here, but it went to go get its rabies shot, so I do not have it here right now. We got its cage all set up over here, though. Next gen, you're going to laugh when he goes on catches 50 coyotes, and you're going to feel like total crap. Next gen, you ready for season yet? 90 days, my man. So, my big plan of what do I call it? My bucket list trapping adventure is probably not going to happen this year, but there's a slight chance I can come very, very close to it. All depends on weather, and it's going to be later in the year. Something that actually just got brought up to me here in the last week, so I'm hoping it works out, but I don't know. It's weather determined 100%, but it should be pretty fun if it works out. If it works out, it'll be the most exciting trapping experience I've had. AgX Outdoors? No, I'm not. I'm using cat food. Man, that's cat food for my bait. I wish I could sit here and tell you, oh, you need the Iowa Trapper special bait. That's $13 a quart. But it's not. I'm using cat food. There's nothing special about what I'm using. Nope, flintlock, I do nothing. All mine are wood. The only thing I will tell you about stretchers, if you are stapling, do not use a flat staple, because a flat staple severs the fibers of wood versus a point, which you can get pointed staples, will split the fibers, and when you pull it out over time, they'll come back. That's the only thing I'd suggest. Yeah, next gen. I didn't think you were ready yet. Michael, that's a good idea to an extent, but just as you grow, don't overthink it either. That's about the best thing I can say. So, question here, and this is what I want. At the NTA, I met a lot of people that said they watch my lives on my channel and don't say anything. Please, you guys right now, say something. I encourage you to. I want you to. I want to know you guys. Please do it. I hope you guys do it. Otherwise, I look like an idiot. Need to order a few more dozen number 4 long springs. There you go. Oh, town orders 100%. 100%. Michael Grant, I just don't have the time for it. If I was canine trapping on dry ground, private ground, even then, I don't think it'd be quite worth it for me to save them. For me, on my line, it's all about speed and moving and being quick. And that's why I like cat food in a jar. I've got open bag in the back seat of 40-pound cat food. Literally, when my what is it? Is it 16 ounce? I think it's 16-ounce jar is empty. I open the back door, scoop more in it, shut the door, screw lid on, throw it in the back of the truck, and move on. Flintlock does it a lot. I see. I hope Bill's still in here. Maybe he is. He made one comment and then disappeared on me. But it really was a pleasure to meet him and Coon Creek finally at the NTA. It was a good time. I wish I had more time, but I only got to talk to him for about 10, 15 minutes and had to bail. So. Yeah, you're right, Rigger. 100%. 100%. Oh, Don, how we doing? I'm glad you spoke up, man. Now I don't feel so dumb. I appreciate you stopping in and saying something. Uh, it's good to talk to people, especially I don't always know who's on here watching, but it's good to actually talk to people and especially meet people face to face. Don, are you by chance going to Washington here in a few weeks? Talented, I get it. Yeah, Dan, exactly. I met him last year in a small trappers gathering of 30 people up here in Iowa. Pretty cool. Pretty cool that he just showed up to something like that. Yeah, Flintlock, I don't know about that one, buddy. Really, Autocat. Hmm. I'm just not a coyote trapper. Dawn H. I remember seeing you on ITT. I can't say recently, but I remember seeing you on there. Pork, PA? That's interesting. Oh, shoot. Well, it's about 11 o'clock, fellas. We're probably going to start winding down here a little bit. Yeah, we're right. If you paint your traps or dye your traps, take time and put a piece of plywood on a roof. Let the sun bake them for a couple weeks. That's interesting, Gary. Curious what that does. Hmm, interesting. Next gen, you know what? You've got nothing to do tomorrow. I got animal damage control jobs to do. I got to go catch a skunk, sever a raccoon, and a groundhog, and then go build an interior wall. So it's gonna be a long day tomorrow. Don, I hope you do. Um, I'll be either over at Funky's or A&J Skinning Machines, but definitely like to meet you in person, sir. Especially if you're on ITT. That page has taught me a lot over the years. It's a great page. Oh, cool, Eli. That's awesome. 20 grays a year. That's amazing. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, fellas. Uh, Great live. 90 days. In 91 days, I'm hoping to have 100 coon caught. So uh, it's gonna be pretty good. Oh, Dan, that's my go-to. 100%. Talented outdoors, you don't want to see the pile of stuff I got to go through. Yeah, you got enough stuff to do next gen, so you better get on it. Oh, Don, Wayne Funky, I met him once when I was really starting to get hard into trapping years ago before he passed away. Um, Amazing person. Amazing person. I'm glad Alan owns it now because he's a good representative of the company. So, anyway, guys, I appreciate the support. It's been fun. 90 days. We're going to do more lives to see us closer. You're going to start seeing some videos of trapping coming out. Going to do some new virgin ground territory of mine. Uh, we're going to do some of my existing lines of how trails are developing. Uh, Stuff that the guys that want to see a bunch of raccoons caught aren't going to like, but the guys that want to learn to trap and better themselves might find pretty informational. So uh, hopefully y'all like it. But man, it's getting crunch time. So we'll get out of here. You guys take care. Don, looking forward to seeing you at the ITT or ITA here in a few weeks. Um, take care, guys, and we'll see you later.